Oh, आवाज आउँछ कि? Oh, आवाज आउँछ कि? दामी ल माइकको नि आवाज आयो? Oh, अच्छा ल gimana dawa आज स्ट्रिम अफ नहोस् हैन मोबाइल पनि अफ नहोस् बत्ती पनि नजाओस् फोन पनि नकाटोस् अनि यो 20-20 मिनेटमा स्ट्रिम बन्द हुनेछ प्लिज नहोस् यार आज अस्ति त्यही भन्दा भन्दा झ्याउ लाग्यो क्या हरेक 20 मिनेटमा स्ट्रिम बन्द भइराख्यो नि त अनि कसरी खेल्नु कसरी खेल्ने हैन कसरी स्ट्रिम गर्ने हैन त्यसैले एकछिन मेरो अन्त के मैले कसरी भएको मलाई थाहा छैन त्यो कहिले काहीँ ग्लिच हुन्छ त्यो कामै छैन स्ट्रिम सबै सेट आवाज राम्रोसँग आइरहेछ गेम पनि आवाज आइरहेछ है यति हेऱ्यो चाहिँ फेरि एकचोटि गरी चेक गरौँ यति हेऱ्यो चाहिँ फेरि एकचोटि गरी चेक गरौँ कहाँ गयो ल्याक फिल भयो त हैन के छैन ल्याक भयो पनि काम छैन काम छैन रे अब के गरौँ यो के होला एक्सपेडिसन रिवार्ड कलेक्ट गरौँ फर्स्टमा त त्यो 60 हुन लाग्छ 60 हुन लाग्छ फेरि नि एउटा विकली बसलाई मारौँ विकली बसलाई मार्ने बित्तिकै हैन अगाडि विकली बसलाई मार्नु पर्दैन कहाँ हो एकजना क्याथरिन सन्च तिमी यो चाहिँ त्यो चुज गर्न राख्न नमिल्ने चाहिँ भने चाहिँ ठिक भएछ तर डाइरेक्ट अल कलेक्ट गरेर अल एकैचोटि नै गर्न मिल्नु पर्ने सेमै त्यो पनि गर्न मिलेको भए त मजा आउँथ्यो खै मिल्छ मिल्दैन थाहा छैन मैले चाहिँ देखिनँ ल 60 भएछ फर्स्टमा नै एउटा विकली बसलाई मारौँ हैन बस विकली बस भन्ने त्यहाँ राइडनलाई मारौँ न राइडनको ब्यानर आउनु लागिरहेछ हैन राइडनलाई नै मारौँ कहाँ गयो राइडनलाई मार्ने बित्तिकै अनि हामी फेरि पनि हैन अहिले नयाँ इभेन्ट आएको छ नि त यो माथिको अहिले नयाँ इभेन्ट आएको छ नयाँ इभेन्ट पनि एकचोटि हान्नुपर्छ नयाँ इभेन्टको क्वेस्ट गरेर के रहेछ स्टोरी हान्नुपर्छ हैन त्यो हान्सकेपछि फेरि हामी सुमेरुको आर्कन क्वेस्टमा लागौँ हैन के छैन 1000 जनाले हेर्यो नि नेट चाहिँ राम्रो छ हैन
Illusions are but distractions.
Set.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Where is the boss? छ यार मैले त्यो राइड एन्ड यलानको त्यो नै गरेँ क्या यो अहिले डेन्जर ड्यामेज घटिसक्यो भने
This one gets a fleeting shadow. Purge all obstacles.
बताऊ मर्दैन यो पुरिनाको हिल भए तपाईँ पनि मर्दैन क्या कहिले काहीँ जस्तो
Witness the final calamity.
Reveal thyself.
Ruin follows my blade.
Hey, shit. So now I'm gonna ride on you.
Eternity
Got it.
is in my hands.
मैले कहाँ
Busted.
The shall be
Perish.
by royal decree. In strength.
मेरो उता सुल्टिने यार मैले के गरेँ टाउल त यस्तो हुँदैन
Quietly now. Purge all obstacles. Things are about to get dicey.
ठिक छ
Wings of dark. Time to shine. May I?
यसलाई अहिले मारेन मर्नु बिचरायो
Higher, hands on fire.
Busted. This ends now. Strike dead.
फेरि नि एकचोटि यसको बस फर्म बन्छ होइन
The eye sweeps the land. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Midnight phantasma. Let my name echo in song. I summon
Lightning
the
falls on the land of eternity.
सानो त्यो कसलाई न
This blood is eternal. Quietly now. Purge all obstacles.
टायर जम्पा
Busted.
How dare you?
Oh, dे
In spirit. Things are about to get dicey. Witness the final calamity. In spirit.
Odds revealed by See?
Perish.
This isn't good.
Quietly now. In spirit.
Time to shine.
Here comes the catch. Eternity is in my hands.
Huh?
कहाँ गयो मर्यो
Hey,
In spirit. Of the truth.
के गरेँ मैले यो पनि मारिदिएँ यस्तो झ्याउ लाग्ने
by royal decree. Higher, hands on fire.
धन्न खायो मैले सेट हुन्थ्यो नि नभएर सिङ्गल क्रिट भएको छ ठिकै छ फर्स्टमा त सबैको हिल गरौँ राइडनले गाह्रो बनायो राइडनले गाह्रो बनायो राइडनले गाह्रो बनायो ती हेऱ्यो राइडनले गाह्रो बनायो ती फर्स्टमा त सबैको हिल गरौँ फर्स्टमा त सबैको हिल गरौँ कस्तो घुवा गरेको आवाज है त्यट हेलो हेलो आवाज राम्रो आएको छ घुवा आइरहेको छ छैन एकचोटि हेरौँ जाउँ फेरि पनि हेलो हेलो आवाज राम्रो आएको छ घुवा आइरहेको छ छैन एकचोटि हेरौँ जाउँ घुवागाले गोली मारिदिउँ छाती घुवागा होइन अब यो क्वेस्ट गर्न जाउँ कहाँ रहेछ भने त धेरै टाढा भएर रहेछ त ठिकै छ के छैन मलाई बोल्नेवाला हो कि यत्तिकै नबोल्ने रहेछ बोल्ने हो जस्तो छ बोल्ने हो भने त ठिकै लाग्छ
Seriously? But Mr. Morris, I don't understand, sir. How can you only be telling me this now?
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do. I'm really facing a crisis.
But what about my film?
Well,
तिम्रो
I'm afraid you have to come up with something on your own. Take it from me. Sometimes you just have to let things go. Same goes for this film festival.
Finally, direct finally भन्छन् सेट होइन
Hey, isn't
Oh,
it
one
Zabe?
minute.
So he's back in Fontaine now.
जाबे यो त त्यहाँ थियो नि इनजमा
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here. Well, I was doing just fine until
यसको फिल्म हामीले इनजुमामा बनाएको थियौँ त
just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontaine Film Festival, stipulating that I cannot work with any other investors until the festival is finished.
The Fontaine Film Festival? What?
Oh, is
Fontaine
this your first time
Festival,
participating in Fontaine's Fontaine Film Festival?
Oh, no.
Then allow me to fill you in. The
Okay.
Fontaine Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights, who went on a quest to search for the Oceanids, and eventually welcomed the Hydro Archon. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine, as
Body
well as
glue
its
गरेर छ नि यो।
unique laws and trials. It's one of the most important festivals for this nation.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
टिङ रे ब्याकग्राउन्डको म्युजिक
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books in order to avoid any unnecessary arguments over semantics. I usually try to recite things straight from the source.
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, Fontaine will hold a plethora of events around this time each year to commemorate the Loch Knights. People will imitate them by putting on special costumes, raising golden cups, and going door to door asking for pure water. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
Really doesn't surprise Paimon at all.
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids. Every year you can hear a bunch of them saying, "Trial or treat."
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But how does that connect back to the film festival you mentioned?
Ah, yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. I just got too excited after seeing you. Let me get back to the point. The Fontaine Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology has matured as a medium, it's the perfect time to introduce more people to the art form. During this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the entry with the highest score will be given the Farina Award by the association.
The what award?
Farina Award.
The Farina Award.
Farina Award.
You know, after the Hydro Archon, They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, no one has made any motion to update the name. Perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady Farina is still Fontaine's superstar. Anyone with eyes can see the way she shines on the stage.
Huh. Alright. Guess the name does work pretty well when you put it that way.
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever explain this to Miss Chiori? Not to say all the other actors who traveled all the way here from Inazuma.
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Chiori.
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction, including the design of the actors' costumes and...
Oh, Paimon remembers now! Navia said that her clothes were designed by Chiori, and Kirara's outfit too!
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when it comes to dealing with people. The fashion world in Fontaine has dubbed her the Thundering Seamstress. Her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to become very interested in Inazuma. Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma. Without her help, I don't think I would have been able to get such an international cast for the film. She really is a kind soul.
Who are the actors from Inazuma? Do we know them?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station to welcome them? Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving shortly. Chiori will be waiting to meet me there as well.
Okay. जम्ला सक्यो क्वेस्ट खुल्यो बल्ल अब क्वेस्ट खुलिसकेपछि कम्प्लिट पनि गर्न परिहाल्यो आज नै स्योर एकै दिन मात्रै हैन हल्का कथा हो ए हैन यसको इन्ट्रो पो रहेछ त गाह्रो पो छ यो क्वेस्ट त जमजम के छैन गाह्रो धेरै
Wanna come over for tea? Huh?
धेरै फोकस नगरौँ हैन भट्टाभट यो तिनीहरूले नबोलेकोहरूलाई चाहिँ स्किप गरौँ पढ्दै बसिरह्यो भने फेरि घन्टौ जान्छ र घन्टौ गएको थाहा पनि हुँदैन फेरि मेरो पढ्ने त एकदम फास्ट पर्छ ओके त्यसले मलाई जाउँ भनेको मान्छे चाहिँ कता गयो यो पुरा भयो एकछिन सेट फेरि नि यसको बारेमा सोधेँ यार यो पुरा भइसक्यो नि त यो भित्र जाऊँ अनि त्यसपछि खेलौँ बीस मिनट हुन लागेछ बन्द नहो 20 मिनट पछि बन्द हुन्छ त्यो छ्या लाग्छ स्टार्ट ओ सेट के हो यो प्रेस एम बटन टु स्टार्ट एमिङ रिसोर्ट बटन अफ द फायर अट्याक ओके त्यस्तो रहेछ कहाँ छ के लाने हो ओ सेट मिस गर्दैछ हेडशट यसलाई त थाहा पनि भएन के भयो के भएन ओहो दामी 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 अरे कहाँ छ सरी यार ट्रेनिङ सेक्सन चेन्ज यता नआउनु रहेछ ओ नाइस सट 61 वाह 2 सट ओ सेट मिस गरिदिनु मैले यार ए बम रहेछ नि बमलाई हान्नु पर्ने छ गयो सक्यो नि त यहाँ नि सार्को सुतिरहेकोलाई मार्न त डर झ्याउ भन्दो रहेछ झ्याउ होइन माया पो लाग्दो रहेछ कहाँ गयो माथि छ माछा हो रनिङ सट दामी यो मजाको रहेछ यार स्टेज यो लक छ रहेछ रिभर्ट कलेक्ट गरौँ होइन के हो यो ए इभेन्टको सामान रहेछ ठिकै छ पैसा चाहिँ छैन रहेछ त्यसै यार पैसा नै हुनुपर्ने आई निड मनी 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 यो सक्यो अब अर्को ठाउँमा जाउँ होइन चाँडै जान हौ प्लिज स्ट्रिम चाहिँ बन्द नहुनु ल यहाँ रहेछ ल यसो कुरा गरौँ अब ग्रेट रे फेमस मात्र पर्ने हो ल फेमस डाइरेक्टर रे हेलो चार कुरा सका होइन हामीलाई भट्टाभट के भन्छ अरे इभेन्ट देऊ इभेन्ट दिएपछि प्रेम जिम अनि के थियो मोरा चढ तपाईँ कुरा म पढिरहन सक्दैन हो यस्तरी भट्टाभट सकाउने हो यहाँ ओके स्टेज यसमा चाहिँ के हो सेट त्यो क्वेस्ट त होइन होला त्यो क्वेस्टले म नचुन त्यो इभेन्टको क्वेस्ट होइन होला त्यसले केबाट बच्छ के त फिल्म बनाउनु हो क्या गाह्रो हुन्छ जस्तो यार होइन अनि यसमा चाहिँ टक्र यसरी सकाइदिउँ दामी एकछिन यो यसको लागि अनि जे पनि भनोस् Oh, I remember. Look, come here. आहा बन्न त खतरा बनिन्छ त कसरी बनायो सबै तिनीहरूले दिएको नै हो Nice, not bad. Beyond expectation रे 2 स्टार मात्र दिए त. Try again. तो गरौँ हैन. ओहो यो पो अलिक राम्रो देखेन. अन्त यो सेम हो. For frame. अस्सी नै आयो. मैले के चाहिँ so the environment that actors play by Lynette is lost in रे. View script. ल यो आउँछ के अब. भएन एकछिन. अब थाहा भयो. एउटा मिस भयो. यो नै राखिने हुन्छ. 90 पोइन्ट आउँछ. 90 पोइन्ट. ल बुम 3 स्टार. नो 3 स्टार भयो नि त यार आज पनि. यो चाहिँ होला. अब चाहिँ स्योर. मैले लास्टको चेन्ज गर्दैछ नि यार. किन चेन्ज गरेको मैले. कस्तो यसको 20 थियो. यसको नि 20 थियो. यसको यो हो हैन. अनि यसको चाहिँ यो नै हो क्या. यति हुनुपर्ने यार. मैले फुक्कडमा त्यो डेटा चेन्ज गरेर नभए भइसकेको थियो. स्विम रे 50 60 70 80 90 100 टक्कर 300 300 रे 100 नि का 300 भनेको. ल अब त 3 स्टार होला. 300 100 मा त 100% 3 स्टार. डिभाइन के ह्यान्ड वर्कर. ओके एक्जिट गरौँ हैन. सेट sini. Yang udah kali baru. चाहिँ के रहेछ कसको बच्चा हो हेलो हेलो भनेर बोलाउँदैछ यार गुड नाइट प्लिज हेल्प अस म यो इभेन्टको त स्योर होइन होला है भने इभेन्टको होइन मैले फेरि अर्को क्वेस्ट निकालेँ यो क्वेस्टलाई गोली मार्दै हाम्रो फेरि नि पुरानोमा जाउँ कहाँ गयो चार यो इभेन्टको क्वेस्टहरू पुरा गरिसकेपछि जाउँ भनेको यार ए जाउँ रे सुमेरु हान्न जाउँ भनेको यसले नै 1 घन्टा लाउँछ है क्या मेरो आज ओ माई 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 अलराइट लेट्स गो चाँडो फाइनल खुसी हुँदैछ तपाईँको इभेन्ट मलाई देखाउनु सजिलो होस् ल इभेन्ट फाइट सेट हान्ने मात्र भएन सजिलो हुन्छ यहाँ त्यो 50 अलिकति टाइम लाग्छ चढो सक्यो होला सक्यो रे यो पछि लास्ट एउटा छ कि किन अब यो नै होला यो धेरै त पर्दैन होला बल्ल फाइट एक्सन फाइटको सुटिङ आएका पनि रहेछ त आएकालाई नलिने ट्रायल हाम्रो बोसहरूलाई लिने यिनीहरू भएपछि बाङबुङ झोला पनि मार्छ नि यिनीहरूले त
Game's up. Game's over. Time to go. Let the world collide.
Kurina to sudah
Rush me, Fräulein.
यो त साफ लिनुको हो हैन कम अन Time to shine.
Odds reveal them.
Game's up.
मजा आउँदो रहेछ Littles.
Fire pants on fire.
Let the world collide. Wings of darkness. Come, sever.
Things are about to get dicey. Time to go. Let my name echo in song. Shower me with praise. Game's up. Fun's over.
जति सक्यो त्यतिलाई मार्नु सेट उता जाउँदा 30 सेकेन्डको टाइम छ हैन ठिकै छ
Time to shine.
हैन फ्रीनको यो त हो क्या मजा
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Things are about to get dicey.
हामीलाई त डेन्जर हान्नु जस्तो लागिरहेछ अहिले पछि जति पाउनु पर्ने हो रिवर त्यो पाइनु हुन्छ
Fire pants on fire.
प्लिज यसलाई टेस्ट गरौँ हैन तिनवटा ए पाएको छैन त 4000 पोइन्ट पर्ने सर के गर्ने त अब ट्राई अगेन त हान्नु पऱ्यो हैन आएकाको कस्तो रहेछ आएकाको हेरौँ है त आएका हानौँ यो हानौँ ट्राई 12 यो मजा रहेछ स्प्रिन्ट गर्ने चाहिँ भइहाल्यो नि त एकछिन सेट मजाको धुनमा मैले सबै स्टामिनाहरूलाई
Out of my way! Let my name echo in song!
Here comes the catch. Quietly now.
Take flight! Sakura swirl!
ओ के हाल्नु मलाई थाहा छैन जोस्
My apologies! I'll settle this. Our bond is strong. Time to shine!
You deserve not to get
आहा मजा आउँदो रहेछ आएको त
Embrace the ice!
के भनेको
Lightning terrified! Let the world come alive!
game's up. Time's over. Busted.
Sakura swirl! Whirling snow!
आएको पनि निकाल्नुपर्छ कि हाल्यो केटा
Out of my way! Our bond is strong. Let my name echo in song.
Here comes the catch. Quietly now.
Take flight. Coming Santo out. Sumeru. My apologies. I'll settle this. Dissipate.
Game's up.
काम
Time's over.
थाहा छैन जोस् हामी चाहिँ मजा
Time to
आइरहेछ
shine. Sakura swirl.
यिनीहरूलाई चाहिँ त्यो गरौँ
Lightning terrified.
Here comes the catch. Busted.
Take flight.
हाहा कम्प्लिट अब त डाइरेक्ट सबै पुरा भयो हे आएका मजा रहेछ है झन् आएका निकाल्नुपर्छ जस्तो पछि आयो भने ए कहाँ पछि आयो भने अहिले नै हो अहिले हो अहिले कुक आइरहेछ ब्यानरमा अहिले फेरि मैले आएकालाई निकाल्यो भने मेरो राइडेन चाहिँ आउँदैन घरमा आएका नआएको रहेछ नि त खेत अर्को पालि रिरम हुँदाखेरि निकाल्छ त्यसलाई म अहिले छाड्दै फेरि पनि रिरम हुँदाखेरि निकाल्छ त्यसलाई म अहिले छाड्दै Rescue the poor cat. एकछिन मैले कुन चाहिँ हान्नु मलाई के थाहा नै भएन यार एनर्जी रिचार्ज क्लेमर रहेछ ठिकै छ फ्रीमा पाए चाहिँ सबै ठिकै हुन्छ हैन कुन हाने थाहा नै भएन यार एउटा ठाउँमा धेरै इभेन्ट भयो क्या एकछिन यसमा नजाउँ एकछिन अगाडि यो हामी कसलाई बचाउनु पर्ने थियो त यसलाई बचाउँ नजाउँ यो पनि छुट्टै इभेन्ट भएर सर म त अघि न त्यो क्वेस्ट खोलेको त्यसको पो क्वेस्ट खोलेको त्यो पो हो जस्तो लाग्थ्यो धेरै लामो कुरा भयो भने चाहिँ झ्याउ लाग्छ क्या के छ भित्र गएपछि त हुन्छ आफै Dang 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 dang. Blue zone your target area. के चाहिँ गर्नुपर्ने यार 3 2 1 सबभन्दा अगाडि पुग्नु भन्ने हो मलाई खेल्न आएन यार ढकाल छिर नाइस छिर challenge complete oh मैले बड इन्जुरी स्कोर चाहिँ 50 भने त हैन नि यतामा तात दामी के भयो त के थाहा छैन दामी मात्र के भयो इभेन्ट यार त 5 वटा इभेन्ट हो कि कतिवटा इभेन्ट एकैचोटि डाङ डुङ डाङ चाँडै जानु कति लोडिङ भएको पुरानो भयो भन्ने म यसको 500,000 2,900 total 2,10,000 ट्रेन बुझ्न गाह्रो ल यो फाउन्टेन क्वेस्टमा जाउँ न त अब यो सायद अघि नै हामीले छाडेको ठाउँको चाहिँ होला यो हटा यो पनि हटा यो पनि हटा
When the sun's out.
कहाँ गयो डियर इभेन्ट वेयर आर यु फाउन्टेन फिल्म फाउन्टेन के हो यो फाउन्टेनल फिल्म हो कि के हो एउटा हामीलाई त्यो पनि पाउनु छ कहाँ मोन्स्ट्यानतिर गइदिएर ठिक छ जति धेरै इभेन्ट त्यति नै हामीलाई राम्रो नाफा हो सामानहरू धेरै हुन्छ सधैँभरि इभेन्ट भइरहेकोस् म त त्यसो छु मसँग पैसा नि छैन मलाई पैसा नि चाहिरहेछ ओहो को यो नयाँ क्यारेक्टर नाम थाहा छैन मलाई जस्ट नयाँ क्यारेक्टर आहा पुरा मजाले तन्काइ देखाए त
Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh?
Who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Yes.
Well, it's like this.
Explain everything भनेर चाहिँ मेसेज आइन त नभएर आउँदै त
I know, Chiori, you don't have to say it. You did remind me that this investor was a little bit sketchy.
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much as the...
And therein lies the problem.
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining such an excellent script, it's only natural that I would want to make the most of the film. The budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to front such a large amount of mora, so...
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some more together for you.
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me. But the cost of the film is staggering. I'm afraid that any mora we can scrounge together in a short amount of time won't even be able to cover the actors' fees.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no changing it. But now's not the time to give up.
What? You're saying that you have a plan?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm simply saying I wouldn't give up just... The actors I recommended aren't just after mora after all.
को रहेछ एक्टरहरु चाहिँ पैसाको लागि मात्र आएको हैन भन्छ त आए त पनि आइ क्या त्यो ब्यानरमा त आए त नि देखाछ नि त आए त हो त्यो दुई जना दाइ बहिनी
Really? And where do you live?
We know these live in Mercy Village. The only way to enter is from underwater.
अब तीन जना क्यारेक्टर आए रे हैन
Tired after work every
या
day, right?
मिया
I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
but some Melusines choose to live in the court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
ए आए तो
This is our stop.
आए तो
Oh, we've arrived. But I haven't even finished chatting with Abel yet.
केटी न मैले
I
भने
also
सर
enjoyed Abel's
आया कर आए
interactions
तो
with
आया
Fontaine
कर आए
along the
तो
way. Everything you described
Nice.
was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
यो त यो कामिसाटोको दुईजना क्ल्यान दुईजना टपहरू यहाँ आएर त्यहाँको क्ल्यान चाहिँ कसले हेर्दैछ
Have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
नाइस 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 तीनजना के भन्छ र त्यहाँको राम्रो राम्रो क्यारेक्टरहरू आएछ होइन यिनीहरू जुमाको धेरै पछि भेटे चाहिँ नभन्नु मैले यिनीहरूको इभेन्ट
Welcome to the court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot. This is the first time we've seen you since you left Inazuma.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
Hi
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had actors coming from Inazuma?
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon.
Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress. Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka are the real actors here. I'm just tagging along with Ayaka to have a good time together.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to contact you when I was making preparations for the film? I figured you were probably busy, and I didn't want to disturb you, so I could only keep you in the back of my mind while I sought other actors to play the lead roles in the film.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Oh, so you all know each other already! My, what a
what a
coincidence! What are the
What a
chances
chance,
everyone could be
everyone.
brought together? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch
Hotel
up
de
over a
Boer.
meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Yes, of course, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
पाइन फेरि यति खुसी
Very
हुन्छ
well.
खानु भनेर त्यो त होइन
Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
खै पाइन एक्साइटेड भएको थियो नि त्यो हाम्रो लाइन भनेको छ मात्र भन्ने यहाँ हाम्रो लाइन मात्र भनेको छ हाम्रो लाइन मात्र होइन हाम्रो लाइन भनेको छ मात्र भने यसले ओ फुड 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 भनेर एक्साइटेड हुनु भने पाइन के भयो यो इभेन्टमा चाहिँ के छैन तर म एक्साइटेड छु
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are.
And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. It really is a magnificent sight.
And look at that huge spinning sphere. Where does it get its power? Wait a sec. Could it be one of those clockwork mecha we've heard so much about?
होटल कति टाढा छ होटल हामी धेरै मुनि आइगयो ल हिँडेर नै पुग्छ होला सेट माथिबाट जानुपर्ने छ यसको बर्स्ट युज गरौँ कतिको जान्दो रहेछ
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
धेरै गएन यार उकालो भएर नगयो के हो के छैन फरक पर्दैन हामीसँग आयाटो र आएका इन्टर हल्का गफसप गरेर अब चर्चा के छ कस्तो छ सकम होइन मलाई सुमेरुमा चाहिँ खेल्न हतार भइसक्यो अरू भन्दा नि
So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew. A lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right? I read the script you sent me on the way here. The story is pretty good.
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady Ayaka arrived in Fontaine, but I'm afraid I've run into a bit of a problem.
Oh?
What is it?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's encountered some financial trouble and will be unable to release to me the amount of funding agreed upon.
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract, then can't you simply take him to court over the matter?
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be heard.
Then, is there a way we could raise funds ourselves to solve the problem?
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of mora on such short notice. Besides, we have to consider the film festival submission deadline.
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem you are currently facing?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't do.
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your invitation. Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and needs to strengthen its relations and cultural ties with other nations. We didn't have many collaboration projects with Fontaine in the past, so we hoped this trip would serve as a good start for the future.
Indeed. You could say that's the real reason why the Yashiro Commission agreed to come to Fontaine.
I understand, but having you two act for free just doesn't seem right.
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, we must express our sincerity if we want to establish formal cultural ties with your nation. This film will serve as proof of friendly cooperation and cultural exchange between Inazuma and Fontaine. It's my hope that the film can be finished and released as smoothly as possible. If you still don't feel comfortable with this arrangement, I would also be more than happy to be introduced to some other renowned individuals in Fontaine's literary and artistic circle.
All right, I'll do as you say. Thank you
so much.
I'll make sure to cobble together enough mora now, even if it means selling my house, my camera, and every single family area.
खतरनाक के लिए हो
Don't
रहा
have
था
to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
ऐसे ही
Me too. Even though I didn't have much more to spend on this trip, it's still better than nothing.
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to.
सही में रुए थे
Ew. Alright, enough about that. Now that we have Xavier's savings, my support, and 2 leads who are willing to act for free, I think we will be able to make this happen. So, instead of Mora, you'll help with filming and production.
Oh, but how can we help with that? We don't know much about making a film.
Alright, pull yourself together, Xavier. Tell us if there are still any open positions left among the crew.
All right. Let me
मल
think.
पटकिन लाग्यो
We still need a camera operator, a clapper loader, and someone to manage logistics. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and director's assistant will also need to be filled.
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics support person do, but what's a clapper loader?
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapper board to record and organize the information of each shot when the camera operator begins shooting. The work requires both patience and careful attention to detail.
A clapper board? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, that's right. Are you interested in that job?
final action
For sure, Paimon's
always want to try that action on the final number
Alright, then you'll be our clapper loader. I can find someone from the store to help with logistics. What do you think, Xavier?
Fine by me. As for our camera operator, I was thinking of letting the traveler take the role.
okay
Oh, he's great when it comes to using the camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos of during our journey.
Yes, that's also what I was thinking. I noticed the traveler had an eye for photography and composition when we worked together previously.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's
तर म
journey across
क्यामेरामै
the back and all
मेरा
the
फोटो
places
राम्रो
they've
आउँदैन
seen.
कहिले
After so many adventures, using a camera must be second nature by now.
What do you say, traveler? Are you interested in the job?
लाइट क्यामेरा एक्सन
Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend.
त्यही सोचिरहेको थिएँ
Give me a
टक्कर
big warm hug.
It's
So
good.
all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me.
I want to
I wanna be
have
the
the
director's
director
assistant.
assistant.
All
I
we
want
need to do
to
is help the
set the
director,
director
right?
right.
I can handle that.
All right, then all we need is a director. Oh, all the well-known directors in Fontaine are probably also busy working on their own films these days. I'm not sure who will have time to help.
यो मैले चिन्ने कोही मान्छे हुन्छ
Farina
नि
helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right? Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do right now.
फुरिना टवाइन र फुरिनासँग हाम्रो
Do you
कन्ट्याक्ट छ नि
really
त
think Lady Farina would be willing to help us with our humble project?
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened here in Fontaine.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was perfect, and the storyboards were also excellent. Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate we can think of right now. You'll never know until you give her a shot.
fine. You're right, Chiori. I'll do anything for the sake of my film. Anything! Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina's residence. I just hope she'll agree to help.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just arrived in Fontaine, and I'm sure there are many places you would like to visit. Just leave this task to me. It's part of my duties as the producer.
Very well. Then we'll be waiting to hear the good news.
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want to consider bringing a gift.
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place. We know Farina pretty well by now, so having some familiar faces there should help your chances. Besides, the whole thing was our idea in the first place.
All right, then I'll start making preparations.
As for the gift,
A
gift for someone who was once seen as the
Hydro
Hydro
Archon. I wonder what she would like.
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork ring, so perhaps I should get another exquisite clockwork contraption for her.
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts, like the Fontaine mousse?
yes.
But wouldn't that be a little too cheap? She does like desserts, though.
Isn't the Fontaine festival happening right now? I heard Abel tell us on the Aquabus that Farina introduced the tradition of going door to door and asking for sweets. To do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontaine mousse.
मोस यो चाहिँ अलिक अर्को स्टाइल देखाएको छ नाइस नाइस
But will that
अलिक
really
कलर
be
चेन्ज भयो
enough?
जस्तो लाग्यो
We'll
मलाई
be asking her to do a lot of work, you know.
You're right. We need to further
Sweeten
the
the
deal.
Huh? You want something even sweeter than Fontaine mousse?
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than any dessert in the world.
के हो अब आफैले बनाउने
Your words of praise.
मेन्यु दियो हामीलाई के को फोन्टेनालियन मुस यो फोन्टेनालियन मुस त बनाउन हान्नु गोटो त हाई
You go ahead. No need to.
Oh, I hope Farina will like the gifts we prepared. Oh, and if you still think we should get something else for her, just let me know. I should be able to make some fireworks.
फायरवर्क्स यसको फायरवर्क नहेरेको धेरै भइसक्यो आए त सन्चै
Looking forward to
आए
the
त
good
हिरो हो नि
news.
यार लुकिङ फरवर्ड टु गुड न्युज धेरै बोल्दैन बोले चाहिँ कडा बोल्छ भने चाहिँ बोलाएर सुन्छ मजाले सोचेको बोल्छ त यो मान्छे त फर्स्टदेखि लास्टसम्म प्लान गरी मोबाइल बढी तात्यो मेरो होइन अब के गर्नुपर्छ भने मोबाइल धेरै तातेपछि ब्याकग्राउन्डमा चलिरहेको मेरो ब्राउजरलाई अफ गरौँ अगाडि किन अन्त ब्राउजरले डेन्जर एकछिन हो 1 घन्टा भयो त वेट यो ब्राउजरलाई हटाउँ वेट यो ब्राउजरलाई हटाउँ फुरिनाको घर चाहिँ कहाँ रहेछ हामी के भन्छ रे फुरिना
Take it easy.
फुरिना अरे फाउन्टेनको हामीले क्वेस्ट आर्कन क्वेस्ट खेलेको छैन अनि मलाई त्यति थाहा त छैन जेउस हल्का यस्तो भिडियो सिडियोहरू यस्तो इभेन्ट चलेको अनुसारले यताउति कुरा फैलिन्छन् त्यही अनुसारले चाहिँ हल्का थाहा छ कि मलाई झरेन मरेन चाहिँ यार फुरिना फुरिना लाइट नि बढी भयो जस्तो छ ओ किन तात्दैन त भने त यत्रो ठुलो रहेछ त लाइट पनि चार्ज ल कहाँ हो यार कहाँबाट जान्छ बाटो थाहा छैन त मलाई धेरै वरदर पो घुम्यौँ कि हामी बाटो त यता देखाइरहेछ यो फुरिना सेट बाहिरबाट हेरौँ भने डाइरेक्ट भित्र लगाइदियो यार
We're here. This is where Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
जियो knock 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 coming seriously
Who are you?
Nice. So, Furina. See who wants to stand above the great opera house as a dragon looking down upon the below her. Furina has now left the stage and the entire the mortals surrounded her. Where is the Archon? There are many in the court of Fontaine who still viable. Consider her and her passionate personality. Still not
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you? Who's this?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello.
Hello.
So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Yes.
Just get up, Farina. It's already past noon, you know. Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh, but didn't you just say that you're a director?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
Are the Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yep, we sure are. I'm the clapper loader and he's the camera operator.
Camera operator? That can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects the final quality of the film. Are you really up to it? No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If he can satisfy you with his camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team. What do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera. Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my standards. Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work.
Okay.
Are you ready? I have high standards, you know. okay?
Sure.
Grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
Instant in the boss of the Viking works of and always been part of the Horizon mission. So, as it can not only give precisely contrast temperature but also take no effort from the blacksmith. Let's stream the promise and beauty for her. अब एक ट्राईमा त मैले स्योर गर्न सक्दैन केटो अब त्यही 3-4 ट्राई गर्ने क्यामेरा पोजिसन रिक्वायर्ड मैन यू नीड टु सी द शो अफ द बुम हानु हैन त्यसपछि यू नीड टु सी द शो अफ द messing network. Yeah, सबै कालै काला यहाँ हैन set ल हेरौँ ओहो
Let me be honest. Do you really think you have what it takes to shoot a film? You put no thought into finding a good camera angle, and the characters weren't even in the shots. As for the original intent of the characters' lines, did you leave them somewhere in the vicinity of Elton Trench? I mean, I guess you could be trying to pursue your definition of the avant-garde. If that's what you're doing, I suppose you do have to find yourselves a capable director.
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of The Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontaine Film Festival. Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest. If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
Well, what about the pay?
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervilat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory note. I have high standards, you know. Ahem, Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
As much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely, no problem.
All right. It seems that your crew really can't go on without my care and direction.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I? Somebody pinch me.
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props. And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
Me? If this was before, I could have simply asked Florand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her. Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately, her style is quite different from that of the characters in the story.
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than...
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I, don't have any connection with them at all. So... in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiari, how do you know the captain of the Special Patrol's musketeer?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know each other over...
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain, after all. I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really have time to help with shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
Okay.
No problem.
ज्याबुर त आज
Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing to act as extras.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
I can say.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our 2 lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person in Teyvat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film? Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed to give my brand some good exposure.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
जावेरको भाग्य चम्किरहेछ आज जे चाहेको त्यही फ्रीमा पाइरहेछ यसलाई लिड क्यारेक्टर फ्री डाइरेक्टर लो बजेट यो इभेन्टमा चाहिँ त मजा आएर चाहिँ यो क्वेस्ट गर्न तर धेरै लामो टाइम लियो मेरो यसले आधा घन्टा त भइसक्यो कहाँ आधा घन्टा 1 घन्टा नै हुनु लाग्यो नि यसले आज नै सकाउँछ कि इभेन्ट भोलि पर्सिसम्म राख्छ होला 3 दिनसम्म मात्रै राख्नु पर्छ चाहिँ भन्दैन राख्छ होला तर 3 दिन नराखिकन आज सकायो भने ठिक हो लामो भयो भने आज नै सकाइदियो भने चाहिँ इभेन्ट पुरा मजा आउँछ यो स्टोरी लाइनको चाहिँ भर्खर त मान्छे ग्यादर हुँदैछ अब कहाँ सक्नु त आज त स्योर हो आज त ग्यादर हुन्छ फेरि सुटिङको लागि भोलि यहाँ आयो
But where's the captain?
क्याप्टेन
There's
त
hardly anyone around here.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Just trust me.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens. Chiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion designer, but she knows all these powerful people.
चिउरी अगाडितिर कतै कथामा भनेको स्टोरीमा भनेको मैले नाम सुनेको छैन यो नयाँ आएको देखि मात्र सुनेको
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand here. Even more so in the competitive world of fashion. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can only imagine what Chiori has been through to get where she is today. I'm sure that having more connections has definitely worked in her favor.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
शान्ति भयो त
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Oh, intense music, eh?
Huh? What's going on?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers. It's bad for business, you know.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room.
डाइरेक्ट कुरा खोल्दै त
Take them away, Letelier.
लिटालियर नाम पनि के हो क्या यिनीहरू ठाउँको ठाउँमा दुईजना कैदी रहेछ
One second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away.
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Chiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vache has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synth still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last...
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys. Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier.
Hey, I'm Chevras. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevras. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevras' line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
अहिले नि पुरा एक्सप्लेन गरे तर एक्सप्लेन गर्यो भनेर चाहिँ त्यो के भन्छ रे
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
के नभनी जोइन गरेर त्यस्तो कुरा भन्दैमा just like that
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
यो थियोरीको लुक्स चाहिँ ओभर सियर छ
I'll see you on set tomorrow.
सीधा सीधा बिजनेसम्यान
Oh my, I can hardly believe it. I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow.
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something to tell you.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain. Yep, see you tomorrow.
ल के थियो नाम च्याप्टर के खै मलाई एकछिन कुरो भन्दै थियो ए यता आइज भनेको फेरि यसलाई के शङ्का लाग्यो हाम्रो क्याप्टेनलाई
So what did you want to tell us, Chevras?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the Baron's household, who never had any kind words to say to them. However, the Baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings decided to flee and someday avenge their mother. Many years later, members of the Baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies, being the flower that the kid's mother liked best. The Baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear but it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the Baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep. The Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able to prevail. It's just the kind of story I enjoy.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevron?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
Oh, you mean there were other reasons?
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions. Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before.
Yes.
There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
Huh? Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However... Well, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Okay.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we have, the better the chances that justice will prevail. Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee Phantom. You could say I'm taking part in the investigation out of personal interest. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the similarity between the crimes and the story.
You mean they might be connected somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request, nothing more. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
What do you think, Traveler?
Let's skip some. Oh, sure.
Yeah, you're right. Paimon's getting a little tired too. We've really been hustling all day.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, especially when you're about to make an important decision. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like that shopkeeper and not even realize that the right choice is right there in front of you.
The crack of Mustang breaking silence. यिनीहरूको स्टोरी सक्यो आजको लागि चाहिँ यता नै सक्यो हैन यिनीहरूको अब भोलि इभेन अब भोलि खै ओ यहाँ भोलि पर्सि निको पर्सि काना पर्सि अझ नै 4 दिन पो रहेछ त कहाँ एक दिन मात्र भोलि नगर्ने भोलि के भएर भोलि शुक्रबार पर्सि भोलि इभेन नभएर अर्को हर्च गर्ने पर्सि डाइरेक्ट एडिट गर्ने अनि फेरि आइतबार सोमबार स्ट्रिम गर्ने टाइममा एडिट सकाएर स्टोरीलाई फिनिस गर्दियौँ हैन धेरै लामो भयो है इभेन्ट डेली कमिसनको लागि कलर गरौँ Paimon, Catherine.
Thank you for
कति करोडले हेरिरहेको छ नि हेरेर राख्नुपर्छ नि टाइम टु टाइम कति करोडले हेरिरहेको छ नि हेरेर राख्नुपर्छ नि टाइम टु टाइम ल मेरो मेसेज आउँदैन सरी है काच्याङ र एनिमेकोलाई हेलो हेलो वेलकम सरी एकछिन म एकचोटि सट्टहरू गरेर आउँछु एकछिन 2 मिनट केटा हो
Boring. Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Can we play banker next time?
Exactly. But none of them believe me.
I'll think about it. एकछिन ल भयो कतिजनाले हेर्दैछ कमेन्ट गर्नुभएको रहेछ हल्लो आयो भनेर मैले उनको रिप्लाई दिन सकेन त्यसको लागि कतिजनाले हेर्दैछ कमेन्ट गर्नुभएको रहेछ त्यसको लागि धेरै धेरै सरी होइन एकचोटि त्यही गरेर नि हाई सरी फर लेट रिप्लाई भनेर सरी फर लेट रिप्लाई कम्युनिटी ल आयो कम्युनिटी अब छाड्दिउँ फाउन्टेन होइन अब हाम्रो यो ठाउँमा जाउँ यो ठाउँमा के भएको छ होइन आज यो बत्ती गएन भने यो सक्छ होला है हामीले पहिला योभन्दा नि अगाडि स्ट्रिम गरेको थियो तर त्यसमा नि आउनु जाने भएर हामीले बन्द गरिदिएको थियो नि त यसमा थोरै मात्र हल्का यहाँबाट भनेको छ यो मैले पढ्छ यो
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still out of reach. In that case,
लास्ट टाइम कहाँ पुगेको थियो भने चाहिँ अब यो पनि कटेको थियो योभन्दा अलिकति
an opportunity like
के
that
भएको छैन
doesn't
भने
come
चाहिँ
by
गाउँ जाउँ
often.
भनेर फेरि त्यो बाटो
We
जान्छ
thought it
त्यहाँ
might
बाटामा
help you
त्यहाँ अहिले
clear
नि
your
हामीलाई
minds.
उसले ट्रेनिङ गरेको त्यसमा पुगाइदिन्छ होइन
You did that!
त्यहाँ अहिले त्यहीसम्म देखाउँछ
Whatever.
यहाँ
Of
हल्का कुरा
course.
मात्र गर्छ
In
त्यो
the
खास
time
चाहिँ
we've
सल्भ चाहिँ
spent
गरेको
together,
छैन
you two have been
Juice.
everything to me.
पाइलाले
Flattered and
भन्दैछ ए
everything, but
के
maybe
भन्छ
you're
रे
taking things
नाइडाले
a
भन्दैछ
little fast.
तिमीहरू भएन नि हामी नि मनी हुँदैन भनेर भन्दैछ
What I mean is, even though I had asked you to solve this puzzle, you two are still the only ones who can see me and
Yeah,
sense
त्यो
my
भन्दैछ
presence.
since my presence
In other
since my
words,
present
if you weren't here, I may as well not exist. That's why you two have been everything to me. Get it?
get it
Nahida's talking about confusing stuff again. Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday help you gain a new understanding of the situation? Huh? Why are you scrapping Yeah, you're
यो पनि
right.
कुरा हैन नि
So,
Oh, then that's why when we wake but muscle memory.
a brilliant.
Nahida, tell us if we're right or wrong.
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyrocrystal fly for a firefly in the night. You lost sight of its true nature because you focused too much on your perception that it glows.
That isn't simple at all.
Why don't you go talk to Miss Dia again? You might learn something new.
Right. She did help us find our latest clue after all.
Let's go.
We don't have many more.
We don't have many more time. Hurry up, hurry up. टाइम लुप होइन भन्छ किन भन्दा अरे त्यो दोहोऱ्याएको छैन नि त दिन चाहिँ गइरहेको छ तर लागेको मात्र त्यति हो जस्तो भएर गर्ने कुरा गरेर चाहिँ त उल्टो भएर गएछ ड्याडी खतरा डाल्यो भन्छ सर्ट म्यानले एकैचोटि डबल डबल ए बनाएन भने छाड्दै यो कुरा
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new grid.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second. How did you know I got a new great sword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Oh, that works.
What happened to you guys?
Don't think too hard about it.
All right then.
Yes, you're...
I have to disappoint.
Oh?
फर्स्ट गर्ने गर्दा अगाडि लगिरहेको टाइममा बत्ती जाने टाइममा चाहिँ यहाँबाट यसले लग्दाखेरि नि गएको थियो अनि अस्ति फेरि नि कट हुने टाइममा चाहिँ देखाएर फेरि नहिदा भाटामा चाहिँ जानुपर्ने थियो तर त्यो दुबै नै अहिले युट्युबमा स्ट्रिम गरेको एउटा चाहिँ सिक्किमको चाहिँ छैन त्यसैले यसले अब देखाउनु लाग्छ नि त मैले यो पढिसकेको छु चाहिँ त्यसले त्यो नगर्यो
I can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Dunyarzad.
Take it easy.
यसमा त्यसको मार्शल आर्ट सिक्ने थियो
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy.
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several... Let's say the sages...
That's true, but...
And the sages would have had to reproduce every mark. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined... The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say. Each swordsman has their own unique style. And even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they used some fancy machine to carve every single mark?
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training. Whew, hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one.
Oh, यिनीहरुको यो त फुकाले चाहिएको थियो त
Deletion theory also wrong?
यो फुकाले थियो त कस्तो लाग्यो हैन फुकाले थियो जस्तो लाग्यो
At least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime. Yep, that's true. So, strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately. Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how Paimon can't believe it. How about we go back and ask Nahida?
यहीँदेखि चाहिँ टक्कर म अस्ति पालि चाहिँ नाइडा बाटामा पुग्दा नै स्ट्रिम बन्द भएको थियो किन भनेर बत्ती गयो भयो बत्ती गएको होइन मेरो स्ट्रिम अफ भयो यहाँदेखि मैले खेलाएको छैन यहाँदेखि मजाले सुनेर मजाले गेम फेरि नगरे जानुभन्दा अगाडि फेरि पनि कोही आएर हेरिरहेको छ कि आयो भनेर मैले उनको रिप्लाई दिन सकेँ जानुभन्दा अगाडि फेरि पनि कोही आएर हेरिरहेको छ कोही आएको छैन ठिकै छैन नाइदासँग कुरा गरौँ
Nahida, we're back! You're back early today. Did you find something new? Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
बी पनि फेरि पनि रिवाइन्ड हुन्छ है फेरि पनि रिवाइन्डै हो सकिएको छैन मलाई कतिचोटि रिवाइन्ड गरिसक्यो
Our memories are back!
Our memories back.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you. Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in. It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday. Okay, let's go.
त्यो त पुरा भयो लिभ द सिटी लिभ गर्न जाउँ अब पुरा
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else. Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once. This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry! Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind? But what if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you. Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we? Okay. Paimon will wait
Paimon
for
will
you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
Okay,
And
okay.
please, be careful.
पाइनलाई छाडेर जाने भने त कस्तो इमोसनल भएछ त्यतिको लागि छाडेर जानलाई होइन पाइन पाइन डेन्जर रहेछ यार
Memories!
Let's go and try it.
Traveler!
Oh, Paimon Risaya, what song Paimon?
That Paimon would never see you again!
You just
disappeared! Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back! You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look! Paimon, calm down. He's here now. I don't think he understood what you were saying. Paimon doesn't care! Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay! Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day!
Paimon.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world. Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Paimon described the plan from the train.
I see. Using two people's different perspectives. After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant. No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention! What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this? I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken. So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased? It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message? But how can we send it? Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at. Well, okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me. Yep, now we're talking.
Nahida गयो अब Nahida आयो भने त आएन छ के Nahida त आउँछ नि त रातभरि आउँछ Nahida जुन पनि डुब्यो
I'm done. Here you go. What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal? You made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node. To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right? Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city. We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now. Let's go then. Let's expose those sages. All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it.
See you tomorrow, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Traveler.
ल अब एक्लै गएर फेरि नि अघि हाम्रो रेकर्ड फर्स्ट सुनाएको चाहिँ यसमा
That covers everything that's happened so far. Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside. Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Can't go back.
There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Counted space here.
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
एउटा अनि अर्को
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. Like, everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird content.
There's another part here. We only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky. And now, even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
The real world, the space where we were actually space without human presence.
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common: a lack of human presence. My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the Akasha.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sub-Zero's festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
Give me some time. I need to organize.
Hey, where are you going?
के हुन्छ कि अब नर्मल ढुक्कर जस्तो कुन भने जतिखेर नवाङ भित्र लोडिङ स्क्रिन आउँछ छेउमा लगाउनु
Take it easy.
त्यो हामीलाई कुन ठाउँमा लिएर आयो
Do you want some alone time to think? Alright then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Akasha. Listen. कोही आयो भने मैले उनको रिप्लाई Listen. दिन गयो रात आयो
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
think I know the answer.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know! Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time, we're gonna get to the truth.
We're gonna get through the truth. Okay, Nahida bato jam.
Take it easy.
Mati bro jannu लाग्छ मलाई अन्त उताउट थ्रु घुमेर जान्थ्यो हैन भयो घरबाट ए म यताबाट जान्थे नि तर यहाँबाट नि ढोकाइ ढोकाबाट छिर्यो भने एकैचोटि पुग्ने रहेछ यो घर भित्र नि यस्तो अन्डरग्राउन्ड हल बनाएर खतरा यार
You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Judging by the looks on your face, are you ready to take your Sub-Zero's exam and graduate from the festival? Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Yes. यसलाई थाहा छ भने चाहिँ एउटा मात्र अप्सन नदिएर पाँचवटा कति हो पाँचवटा अप्सन दिन्छ यार मलाई कहाँबाट थाहा ती पनि सोचौँ हामी अब इन्फर्मेसन अफ अन द आकाश द Sub-Zero फेस्टिभल संसार स्पेस विदाउट ह्युमन प्रेजेन्स अल्केमिकल के हो जोस
People in Sumeru don't dream. What a strange phenomenon. I can't seem to cohesively piece everything together.
Cute. Huh?
Okay, Nahida said the Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to operate, as it is the manifestation of the God of Wisdom's power. It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace, and it grants knowledge to the people. That doesn't sound right. We've already experienced the Sub-Zero's festival many times. The day of the festival seems to be in a perpetual samsara. That doesn't sound... The moon, illusions, and lies. What a... That doesn't sound... All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence. Those spaces remind me of... dreams. Like the one I had in the Avidia Forest. Except these have no sign of human... That doesn't sound right.
Triggered by the truth behind the dream. People.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream. Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when he was trying to describe... So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now!
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Sumeruको त डिग्री पाउने है क्या मलाई गिफ्टेड ग्रान्ड नलेज टु द पिपल आकाशा अपरेसन रिक्वायर्ड अ जेनेसिस आकाशा इज द manifestation of the god of the wisdom power यो हो कि
It is the manifestation of the god of wisdom's power.
Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more
to it than that? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick? The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about this?
The great sage space, the abnormal mental fatigue, the Sub-Zero festival, person at the discipline of
the beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations. We still hear it every night, even though we removed our Akasha terminals. That doesn't sound right. Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized. Those dreamscapes kept vanishing, but as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sub-Zero's festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sub-Zero's festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha, and so it continues.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this dream doesn't do anything.
All right, last question.
Who
am I?
Who am I? The womb, the illusion,
Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions a hint that we're all dreaming? That doesn't sound right. Now that I think about it, that doesn't sound right. Now that I think about it, wasn't illusions hinting at the sage's deception of Sumeru's people? Now that They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation. So then, if Nahida has referred to herself as the moon...
So you noticed.
You are Lizard Lord Kusnali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Why can't we simply tell the truth?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your mind. Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, If someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Okay, boss. Honey, how does the stage manage to keep people from...
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sub-Zero's festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier samsara, right? That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akatsuki. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sub-Zero's festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
Never mind, Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of deja vu. Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sub-Zero's festival samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
We might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate, especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow. Now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about it. Traveler, do you have any information?
Such a great sage space dreams with no human presence.
The Grand Sage said, "Go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content." Did he mean something more?
Celebrate the birth of that god?
Of that god.
Could it mean? I know, right? Why did
even you don't know the reason?
The Academia Traveler, do you have... Celebrate the birth of that... Could it mean? Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sub-Zero's festival samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again. Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Okay, la. Samsara wada break hunu lai chai ab night le aanga bole bhancha bhaneko chaina. Yo complete ho. Reward collect. के यही आँखा खोलेर.
Good morning, Nahida. Wait. Now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali? Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, So what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she? Is she also going to disappear?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream, so another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way, so that she could be her own person. But even so, she's still far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sumeru Festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the samsara as soon as—
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sumeru Festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal. Like when the server at a tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food. Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack. And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize their dream? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes. I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility. Naringo! Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her. Yeah, saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time, but we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else.
Yes.
So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering,
let's go.
Do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this dream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Unlikely. You know, the plan they probably become the word that they were dreaming, right?
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida. And so, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Maybe if the Night of Flower, the one where students get out.
Oh, that would make sense. Ferris, the Night of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sub-Zero's festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
Okay. Let them. अब होस्टलाई खोजौँ हैन होस्टलाई खोजेपछि यो संसारको इन्ड हुन्छ संसारको इन्ड हुन्छ मसँग पैसा चाहिँ 10 हजार 10 लाख 10 लाख 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 2 मिलियन पनि पैसा छैन मसँग 600 700 7000 पनि मुजुन लाग्छ नि त यो लास्ट यो कति हो एक्ट 1 एक्ट 2 को यो लास्ट हो जस्तो छ हामीलाई यो त्यो पनि दियो कन्सल्टेसन पनि दियो हैन लास्ट सायद जामै त राम्रो कन्सल्टेसन पाए नि
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Let's go some more wishing!
Let's go some more wishing.
Okay. My wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh, set.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Ferris Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto much, felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Also, please, यसको wish come true होस् हैन यसको यो नै होस् टक्कै यतिले देख्नु पाए नि मलाई नि मजा आउँछ फाइनललाई नि मजा आउँछ.
Please come true.
Oh, please come true. Please.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're.
What?
Oh, I have.
Faki? Sorry, but only one portion of Yalda candies per person. Back home you go.
Sit.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers. Huh? But Dia can handle them.
Hey, traveler! कहाँबाट छ बाटो यता रहेछ. Dunyarzadलाई अब त ट्राभलर रिस उठिसक्यो अब यसले नै सताउँछ सबलाई. त्यसरी नि डियालाई एकछिन कति करोडले नि हेर्दै रहेछ नि मेसेज आएको थाहा हुँदैन. करोडले नि हेर्दै रहेछ नि मेसेज आएको थाहा हुँदैन. पता ढुङ गरेर आएको चाहिँ मैले रिस उठ्यो।
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take it. Hey, this is my job. The homie Yanni's pay me, not you. You... fine, alright. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway, watch yourself.
Okay, boss. यिनीहरुसँग यत्रो रिभाइभ हुँदा हुँदा बल्ल
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going
down.
That's close enough.
मैले यो नै युज गर्छु।
By royal decree, shower me with grace.
Where do you think?
कति सर्ट हो, कति सर्टमै गइरहेको मेरो नेटले अब
Let my name echo in song.
Things are about to get dicey.
माथि चढिरहेको रहेछ तर हाम्रो यलनको तिरको अगाडि कुन
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this. Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something. Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival. Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack. This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, the windows are unlocked. Okay, Paimon.
Let's go and take a peek, Paimon.
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except... Should we open it?
After almost 16 days, I was finally able to get those notes written before the Sub-Zero festivals. Once the festivals ends, you and Paimon will properly continue your journey immediately, so I was hoping that I had been able to give this to you before that. This is a compilation of the plot legend concerning the Lord Kusmal read from a series of interviews that I conduct in sections and write out. I review so many people, but I'm afraid that there are very few who know much about her history. I hope that this will be used to you as your source for our endeavor. Billy. Water supply was once ultimate forcing everyone to go. Very few had to get water, but one day Professor found that the water was drinkable. Some said that green light was since near the water source to provide night. Everyone believed that this was a divine power of the laser Lord Kusana that would sound quite possible that the thickness of the water source between natural and problematic is ready to lose. Then after Mama passed away, I was super offered the drug and went to sleep. But one day on my voice that chat with me today, I found several nice lady told me that Lisa Kusana must be watching over us. So I hope that the Sub-Zero festival became a little happier. This is quite simple. I must be back then as well. She is indeed a gentle god, right? There was this one time I had to eat too much to drink and find my way home to save my life. Then when I turned a corner, I told Sumeru I saw Lizard told Kusnale she was very tall and had the most muscular arm, and she caused me when I slept and fall. The next morning I found myself sleeping under the tree. I reckoned that must have been her looking out for me. I'm not sure this one has much value as the reference that just the tree, right? Looks this look I got painted with the Nezard reference and painting every page this.
Wow. Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us, even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sumeru's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sumeru's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her. Hey, where are you off to?
ट्राभलर नहुनु हामीलाई ट्राभलर भन्नु हामीलाई भन्नु सक्दैन छ ट्राभलरलाई एकदम रिस उठिरहेको छ हामीलाई अब झनक 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 कोही छेउमा आइ नि मार्छ त्यो भर्खरको तिनीहरूले हानेको जस्तो फुल रिस्पा दिँदैछ नो होल्ड ब्याक तर मलाई के लाग्छ भन्दा डुन्नेजाड चाहिँ आउँछ लास्टमा हाम्रो नाहिडा केको लागि नै हेर्नको लागि गएको छ नि त केही चान्स छ भने नि स्पारल गएको छ नि त मजाले त भनेको छैन त्यो पनि डुन्नेजाडले हामीलाई चाहिँ राम्रो मेसेज राखेको छ आफ्नो त्यसमा आयो सबै बोलाएर थ्याङ्क यू
Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago.
यसको स्वर त राम्रो थियो राम्रोसँग बोल्थ्यो यस्तो नदेखा न यार के गर्यो गेम यार मन दुखाउँछ
Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's dance of Sub-Zerus.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Dunyarzad?
Yes, Traveler. What is it?
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come... What? Where are we going this time?
Towards the dance of Sub-Zerus. End of Sub-Zerus festival.
Take it easy.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer. The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
अब यहाँ के गर्छ फेरि यसले अब रिसमा आएर छ सेजहरूलाई थर्काउने हो क्या
Traveler? You don't have to get involved. He's a sage from the academia.
Bunny, I don't want to
drag you into this.
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
यसले सोच्यो यहाँ माथि के डर्दै राजा Hello.
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course! If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Old man, what's a flower?
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers. It's just a shame that all the real Padisaras went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth new Padisaras in memory of the goddess of flowers. But she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers real Padisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Tanyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Look close, eyes.
Uh-huh.
Missing that the great sage and his interests not here.
You guys are acting weird.
Okay.
But okay, I'll try.
So, you okay? Oh, जस्तो दिखायो. Oh, गयो.
They disappeared!
So, Nilu's the host.
Nilu's the host. What a surprise! Purple Padisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage. It's just like the example Nahida told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Padisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu?
Got it.
But if we want to end the samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming. How should we make Nilu realize that?
Am I dreaming?
Huh?
सुन्दास त्यत्रो ठुलो सर्लो भनेर चाहिँ सुन्दैन त पानी साइकको.
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sabzeruz festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Dendro Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him. All kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried. The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife lying next to him said, You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you?
Oh,
have a safe journey, my love. In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the academia. What a happy end.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes. But his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sabzeruz festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sabzeruz as beautiful as we can.
Niluको डान्स हेर्न पाए बल्ल कति पछि कुरा थियो बल्ल बल्ल अब निलुको डान्स हेर्न पाए जस्तो छ. हेलेन भन्दैछ yes I've been waiting for too long. भलम बडा ताकत थाहै गरेको साउन्ड सुन्नु नीलो ग्रास
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sub-Zerus.
खै म्युजिक अलिकति खतरा हाल्नु भने सबै डिस्रिपेयर हुँदै गयो सबै हराउँदै गयो
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
डिनेजर देखाएर चाहिँ दिमागमा चकचक हाने ओ यसको के आयो डिनेजर यसको अनुहारमा Flower God. Sakyo. Finally. हाम्रो यो सपना पूरा भयो
Good morning, traveler. Oh, my mom feels like she's been asleep for the longest time. Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero samsara?
I remember now.
Take off your Akasha terminal!
झमझम डुन्नेजारबाट भेट्न जाउँ अब डुन्नेजार छ कि छैन होस् प्लिज नाइडाले के गरेको होस् यार डुन्नेजार
She's not in her room.
What happened? Let's go to the usual
spot.
Usual spot. बाटो देखा बाटो छाडो एकछिन भोलम अलिक घटाऊ डान्समा राम्रो म्युजिक बल्छ कि भनेर भोलम बढाएको क्यामेरा आएन ओ क्याथरिन हो क्याथरिन त्यहाँ छ त क्याथरिन हो गयो क्याथरिन
And thank you, Dunyarzad,
Huh?
for organizing the Sub-Zero's festival for me.
क्याथरिन नैडाको भएछ हेर त
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad!
You're okay.
Oh, a traveler, Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you. I just had a dream. And I saw Nilu performing the dance of Sub-Zerus.
The moon of thousand. सक्यो फाइनली एकछिन यो पनि एक्ट 1 एक्ट 2 को नै रहेछ ल क्याथरिनसँगको द टक टु क्याथरिन
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival. And Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the traveler's favorite bench?
Traveler favorite bench रे डुन्नेजार सन्चै तिमी यार
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
It's actually been much longer than that.
Oh? Strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache.
के छैन डन्डेदार तिमी आराम गर्नु हामी फेभरेट स्पटमा गएर कुरा गर्न जान्छु यो बेन्चमा कति आएर बस्ने यो ठाउँ कति कुरा धेरै गर्ने
Take it easy.
आज नि डान्स हेर्नु पर्छ आज सब्जरिया फेस्टिभलको नाइट हो नि त खास मेन भने आज त सपनामा चाहिँ नाइट सकिएको इजीसँग त्यो भयो इजीसँग रे त्यो होस् थाहा भइसकेपछि त इजीसँग सेटल भयो
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
After we parted on the last day of the Sumeru's festival, I left the city and saw what the traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. Not a moment too soon.
Very happy ending.
Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I'll answer any and all questions.
What about what I saw in the tree?
At the Avidia forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me.
Yeah, so you do know. We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria.
It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable.
A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret.
King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it. Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it. But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it.
So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
Why do you look like a Catherine, eh?
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
How did you do that? Poor Catherine. Does also occupy other people's consciousnesses? Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal. The Akasha is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanali and the first Akasha terminal, my consciousness has always been linked to the Akasha. I've always respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness. When necessary, I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet. Hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her. What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing. So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them a lesson, Nahida? In some ways, they aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
Oh, bichara.
Yeah,
Bichara na bani marko
a lot of believers. Just look at the Sub-Zero's festival. Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime. Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
About the
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Kainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related? Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams? Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up? It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection. Misdirection? The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams. Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy.
think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sumeru Samsara in the immediate future.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us.
What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
We've spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Oh, we can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Astra Avisask. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh?
Let me
think.
Okay, let me think.
How about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Poem on stage?
Wait, say what?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
What's done? What's done? What's done? What is done? What is done? What is done? Let's go. Let's go. ओके अनि अगाडि त्यसपछि कति करोडले पनि हेर्छ पनि हेर्न जाउँ ओके करोडले नि हुनाले नि रहेछ मेरो हेलो हेलो हाई हाई त्यसपछि कति करोडले पनि हेर्छ पनि हेर्न जाउँ ओके के छ यो जस कहिले हेरेको छैन फरक पर्दैन है यो जस है है कस्तो है कस्तो है यो नि गरौँ आज यस्तो खाने हो क्या यो डन यो त्यसरी खाने होइन क्या यस्तो लिने होइन यहाँ भित्र छ नि त क्रिम सँगै खाने हो क्या त्यो पनि देऊ यहाँ राख उल्टो गरेर राख न कसरी उताबाट यसरी बत्ती बालेर आउनु त त्यो फोहोर हुन्छ किन बम लिए जस्तो लाग्यो क्या हो जस्तो लाग्यो है किन बम लिए जस्तो लाग्यो है बस किन बम लिए जस्तो लाग्यो है भने जसरी खानु हुन्छ ओइ
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque.
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
Really long dream रे ड्रीम भनेको के हो ड्रीम भनेको के हो सपना सपना अरे हो भयो यो हटा त कपासा कपालले लडाउँदो रहेछ यसलाई
It was another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Murti.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival?
यो चाहिँ कति राने भोलि
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sage's activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Catherine आज हामीसँग घुम्न जान्छ न यताको देशमा ड्रिम्स एन्ड एम्पिथनेस डिस्क्रिप्सनमा ओके ल अब यो इभेन्ट यो पछिल्ला चाहिँ अब एकछिनमा गरौँ होइन टेक्नारी पनि अनलक गर्नु भयो नि त टेक्नारी यस बस नाटक त्यो छापेर यो त के हो यो चाइनाको द एक्ट 5 सम्म त यो क्वेस्टै चल्नु हुन्छ ओ निलो पनि खोलेर दियाको खोलेछ न 22 जो पनि खोलिसकेको छ 22 नगर्नु ओजो हल्ला नगर्नुहोस् this novel is amazing right? Pasta. Malza khani.
I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
के भन्छ रे च्याप्टर 3 को आर्क 2 पनि सकियो हैन च्याप्टर 3 को आर्क 2 पनि सकियो अब आर्क 3 सुरु भयो हैन यो आर्क 3 पनि अहिले नै कम्प्लिट गरिदिन्छु होला सायद किन भन्दा मलाई चारवटा फाउन्टेनमा पुग्छ फाउन्टेनको नि स्टोरी त सकिसक्यो जस्तो लाग्यो मलाई जे होस् फाउन्टेन स्टोरी लाइन सकेपछि बिस्तारै त्यो गर्नुहुन्छ नि त ल एकछिन चाहिँ के गर्नु भने अवस्थामा हैन यता हो त रामसँग बस खै यो के को फोटो यो के को फोटो कुन म्याङ्गो पपैया ल नाम लेख अब यहाँ नाम दिनुहोस् म्याच द प्लान्ट विथ देयर फ्रुट एन्ड राइट द नेम भनेको थियो नि राइट द नेम हजुर राइट द नेम यसलाई के भन्छ बनाना बनाना BANANA ठुलो बी AN भएन अलिकति यहाँ छेउमा लेख न अड्दैन फेरि ओके यो यहाँ छेउमा माथिबाट बी ए अलिक नजिक लेख ल एन अलिकति ठुलो लेख न एन ए बराबर लेख न ए लेख न ए स्मल अर्को नि लेख न आज यता नै राख्नुपर्छ जस्तो छ किन भन्दाखेरि बत्ती पनि गयो बत्तीले चाहिँ आज यता नै राख्न चलिरहेको छ चलिनु जेलसम्म भने एकछिन चोक लगाएर बस्छ 2 मिनट ओके को आउनु भयो मलाई थाहा छैन जोस् आज हामीले यहाँको संसार फेस्टिभल त्यो पनि सकायो ए के हो संसार फेस्टिभलको त सपना पनि सकाएन खास त आजको दिनको हुनु त्यो पनि केही छैन आजलाई यति नै भन्ने राख्ने भोलि गर्दैन होला सायद पर्सेको छ होला पर्से एक्ट 3 पनि सकिन्छ कि भोलि गएन भने एक्ट 4 पनि भने त बत्ती अर्कै सुरुमा थियो नाइडा सरी आजलाई यति भने बाइ बाइ आयो बत्ती गयो बत्ती छैन मसँग डाटा सकिन्छ अहिले स्ट्रिम गर्नु पनि डाटा चलाइदिन सक्छ बाइ